What's going on YouTube? It's Jay Gaming back with another Farming Simulator 2022 video. Today's video we're going to do something a little different. We're here in Loma, Montana. If you don't know, that is a modded map on Farming Simulator on PC. So Loma, Montana is actually a real city, but it's also a modded city. So I'm on Loma, Montana for anybody who knows about it or doesn't know about it. But I was coming over this bridge right here after I bought a farming equipment for my farm that's down that way. If you can see my cursor circle. And I seen this little dirt road that goes off in the trees. So I followed it and found a nice little pad back there off in the trees looking over the river. So I remodeled it to be my home, my custom built home. So we're here with the Ford F350 Super Duty Turbo Diesel. This is my F450 dually 6.7 liter turbo diesel, and you are welcomed by this beautiful farm gate with these nice flower pots. So as we open our doors, we open our gate, you're greeted by this long pathway surrounded by lights. Forest on one side, custom fence on the other. Now we're going to make our way down this pathway and around this bend to our European house. This is a modded house. We have this little cutout area over here for vehicle parking or trailer parking. We have a 10-foot flagpole. And we have our European house mod. We do have a lawnmower there with a bench over here. You go in the house, you're greeted by the main entryway, a small kitchenette, a small kitchen, built-in refrigerator, pantry behind me, small dining room, living room with TV and fireplace going. Then there is bathroom, garage, laundry room, bathroom. Upstairs there is attic space, bedroom, bathroom, and master bedroom with more attic space to the left. Master bedroom looking out across the Missouri River. Now we will get down there and jump over the rail like that. Over here we have a meditation garden surrounded by 3 benches, like I mentioned in the last video. Custom concrete brick flooring. Got wicker seats. Got a picnic table with a grill. Couple plastic white chairs and tables. Now this house here is a work in progress, so it's not really too crazy, but you know, it's under construction. Usually I would keep my truck and my Street Glide and my Brabus, all 3 here, but the truck is sitting out here. The Street Glide and Brabus are at another property that I'm going to show you. So as we make our way up here to the work truck, I want to touch bases with y'all on uploads. So I know we have been a little off schedule, but we're going to hop back on it soon. I do have another video coming later. Or just a couple clips to throw in to this video from another video. So I want to come down here near the shop to show you this sign here. This sign says, Maria's River. Lewis and Clark expedition camped at the mouth of this river just east of here, June 3rd, 1805. Lewis named it Maria's River in honor of his cousin, Miss Maria Wood. Until exploration proved otherwise, most members of the party believed this river to be the main channel of the Missouri. On his return trip from the coast in 1806, Captain Lewis explored the Marias almost to its source. In the fall of 1831, James Kipp of the American Fur Co. built Fort Pigeon at the mouth of the river as a trading post for the Blackfeet Indians and acquired 2,400 beaver plumes or skins by trade during the first 10 days in 1832. The post was then abandoned and the Indians burned it. Then it says the Manitoba Railroad, which is what's right here behind us. I'm not going to read all of it, but it says the railroad grade you see before you was the St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Matamba Railroad. The pursuer of the Great Northern Railway. Precursor, my bad. In 1887, nearly 9,000 men constructed 550 miles of track across Montana's northern Great Plains between Minot and Great Falls in record time. The line connected the Montana Central Railroad at Great Falls and gave Manitoba Railroad owner James J. Hill a profitable link to Brute and the surrounding mining districts. Hill offered more competitive freight rates than the Northern Pacific and Union Pacific railroads in an attempt to undercut the powerful transcontinental lines. Now, you can read the rest of that. I'm not going to read the rest of it. But one thing I can say, he really thought he was going to take out Union Pacific and Northern Pacific, and they're still around today in 2024. Now, also, on the bottom here where it says in 1832 the post was abandoned and the Indians burned it, there is a memorial here. There's a train coming. There's a memorial here in honor of the victims of Blood Indian Massacre, May 25th, 1865. Erected by J.H. Friend's family, descendants of Franklin Friend. Victims are Franklin Friend, George W. Friend, Abraham Lotz, plus John Avery, Alley, John Andrews, N.W. Burris, Franklin Glenn, and Henry Martin, Henry Lyons, and James Berry. Now there is Northern Pacific riding through. Now that's a long train. Over here we have the John Deere station where you buy your goods at. Make a U-turn here. Now don't ask what's back the other way, because I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's really anything but farmland. Now we're going to go ahead and make a right up here after we cross over this bridge, and I'm going to show you this little spot down here to the right. So, as we get right here, you'll see a sign that says Loma River with an arrow pointing this way. And then you see another one right here. So if you come down this little dirt road and wait for the train to pass over. Also, I'm going to mention how you see it's gravel road here, but it's paved back there. I will actually touch bases on that in just a moment. So you come down here and it opens up to this big mouth that leads into the river. like a boat dock, kind of. There's a sign over here. Basically the same thing as this reading over here. But this is talking about Loma Bridge fishing access site regulations. Day use only, no overnight camping. Discharge of firearms or weapons prohibited, including paintball guns. Motor vehicles must stay on authorized roadways. Respect adjacent private property. Do not trespass. Pets must be on a leash and under control. Pack in, pack out. Do not litter. No firearms or fireworks. Other regulations apply. Contact your local Fish, Wildlife, and Parks office for more info. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. Call 1-800-TIP-MONT to report illegal activity. This site made available for public use by the MT Department of Transportation. Now this is talking about attention, anglers. Pallid sturgeon are endangered species found here. All pallid sturgeon must be released immediately. All sturgeon of any species over 40 inches must be released. Then it talks about how to tell them apart, know the difference, and we know the radio tagging pallid sturgeon. So, there's that. Just a quick run through. If I talk too fast, I'm sorry. So as we head back this way, what I mentioned on gravel road here and asphalt road here. So originally, this city was the whole city was gravel. And I didn't quite like that too much, especially with white truck, and then my Harley Street Glide is white as well. It making them a little dirty. So I went ahead and put asphalt roads. And it also kind of cleans up the town a little bit more with all asphalt roads instead of white gravel roads. Now I can mention that it's very hard to notice, but cars randomly spawn in this city throughout the day. You never see them driving, but cars randomly spawn throughout the day in this city. Like this car here, it's never here until now. And there's a house across the street that I renovated the exterior, and there's a car that randomly spawns there too. So we'll make a quick U-turn right here in the street. Let's go see if that car actually spawned across the street. Sorry for the choppy gameplay. It is GPU. I found that out. Usually this house right here will have a car spawn in the parking lot. But I see over there at the cafe, that Ram and that little car right there, they're not usually there. So cars randomly spawning throughout the day. There's one of my little shops there, but the farmland is back the other way. That big tan field you see back there, brown field. So we're going to actually turn down the same street in front of the house here and follow this on around to go back up to our other house. And I want to show you guys the ferry, but the ferry capsized right before I started recording a minute ago, and it actually put my my Brabus Mercedes-Benz into the river, and I had to go fish out the Mercedes, but the ferry is still flipped over. So So we're gonna come down this long dirt road. It's far. My other house is far back here. Far back here in the woods. Far away from anybody and anything. Trying to be careful. Watch out for the entrance, because it's very hard to miss. Now this house is actually part of the map. I did not place this house here. So I believe this is it right here. Yes, this is it. So cattle guard as you enter. Yeah, I seen on the map there was a house up here, but I didn't quite know what it was. I'm not sure what's that way. Possibly another house or a field. I think that's another field, because if you buy this property, you own all of these hills. So, another cattle guard right up here. Now, I seen this house at nighttime when it was lit up for the first time, and I'm like, holy shit. So, and the view up here is gorgeous. So this house, you can actually mod this house into your game, but this house already comes with the game. So, big, beautiful house. You know, you enter here. You have bedroom, kids' bedroom, another bedroom there. TV cuts on and off. Right now it's talking about Channel 7, Skywatch Storm, garage back there. I believe might be a bedroom, no, laundry room, office / game room with a gun cabinet. Beautiful back doors open up to your deck where we drove in at. Bathroom, not anything too crazy. Turn the lights back on in here. Nice little bathroom. I don't know why it says Wyoming on the refrigerator, but you know, nice little house with a gorgeous view too. Look at this. You could see everything from up here. Gorgeous view. So, as I was mentioning, here is my Brabus AMG. Let's see if I can actually show you the motor. Yeah, there we go. So we do have a Brabus AMG motor, 4.0 liter V8 bi-turbo. Do have my points, interactive points that I have to use my mouse with. Yeah. Then here we have the Harley Street Glide, white and gold. So this car, I actually just had to rescue it from the Missouri River, where it flipped over. Now let's go ahead and hop back in the truck, and I'll take you to the ferry that capsized and put my car in the river. Luckily the river wasn't deep enough, but the car was upside down because I had the car strapped onto the ferry, and the ferry somehow flipped. So we're going to actually go down here to the ferry. It's not the ferry I want to show you. It's more or less the sign. I'll fix the ferry later. Somehow. So as we get here to the ferry, you see the ferry over there capsized in the water. But it says the Virgil Ferry is one of 3 working ferries in Montana along the Missouri River. Its real life location is 15 miles downriver from this point, but I thought it would be fun to move it upstream and give you a unique alternative route for crossing the river. The ferry was built in 1912 and was often operated by homesteaders in its early years. The first ever ferry was pulled by a rope and had sides like a stock car with gates at each end. So, basically pulled by hand. Locals built the next ferry in 1950, which had an International Cub tractor in the doghouse that pulled the cable on its back axles. This ferry operated through 2003 until the ferry you see here arrived. The current ferry, that one out there, is operated by a 3-cylinder John Deere engine. The vessel is attached to a bridle cable, which keeps it from being pulled downriver while making its way from one bank to the other. Virgil Ferry is free to use and operates from mid-April through mid-November depending on ice on the river. Now, here's your bridle cable. But the ferry did capsize earlier. So we're going to have to find a way to fix that later. And there's my tow truck for pulling the Brabus out of the water. But we're actually going to head on over to another location where you first spawn in on the map and show you, I guess you would call it the historical marker that shows you all the Lewis and Clark adventures. So let's head on over there right quick, and we'll catch you guys over there in a second. So here we are at the Lewis and Clark Expedition Trail. So here we have just a few key things to look at. Just talking about the trail of Lewis and Clark. How they founded the Great Falls of Missouri. Captain Lewis and myself, whoever that is, Clark, walked out and assessed the hill in the point. Sacagawea. Separation of Lewis and Clark in 1806. Canoe camp. It's all about Lewis and Clark. And it says the Lewis and Clark expedition camped at the conflux of the Marias and the Missouri rivers on June 2nd through the 12th of 1805. The long stay allowed the group to rest and contemplate a dilemma: which river flowed over the Great Falls, described by the Mandan Indians. Now y'all can pause and read the rest of that. And yeah, so this is the Lewis and Clark Trail. Don't mind that, or the circle. I don't have my resolution up. So if you come this way, There's a bench and a garbage can. I think that's a garbage can. Ashtray? No. Lewis and Clark Trail, commemorating 200 years of the Lewis and Clark Trail. Stay on the trail, protect the native vegetation. Then we come back this way. Stay on the trail, protect the native vegetation. And I'm not sure what exactly is back this way because I have not followed this trail yet. There's another marker. Ophir. As envisioned, the city of Ophir was to rival Fort Benton. It was to have ferries across the Missouri River, warehouses, docks, raves, wagon routes, and a few associated businesses. Construction began in 1865. Soon 400 lots had been surveyed and several cabins had been built in the field below. Then on May 25, 1865, a 10-man work party was attacked and killed a few miles from here while cutting logs along the Marias River. Most people blamed the Blood Indians, a branch of the Blackfeet. Others rumored that jealous Fort Benton merchants were responsible for the massacre. In any case, all building efforts ceased. The cabins were eventually taken down and used as fuel for steamboats. Thus, Ophir became the city that never was. So, that May 25th, 1865, I believe that's what our opening sign read about the Blackfoot Massacre, or the Blood Indian Massacre. So all of this would have been right here. So as we keep pushing, there's another bench here, looking out across the water. Keep pushing on down some more. There's looks like 2 or 3 more markers. This one says Fort Piegan. Led by James Kipp, 75 employees of the American Fur Company arrived at the Marias in 1831 to build a post for trade with the Piegan Indians. They soon encountered a large party of Piegan, and Kipp staved off trouble by persuading the chiefs to withdraw their people for 75 days while his party constructed the post. The Indians reappeared on the appointed day, and trading was brisk. Over 10 days, more than 2,400 beaver skins were traded. A very successful beginning. Later that same winter, however, the fort was attacked by a band of Blood Indians. Okay, I see. It says Piegan, Piegan, but down here it says Pei. Piegan was abandoned and burned the following spring. Fort Piegan, see there it goes again. Fort Piegan was the American Fur Company's first foothold in the Blackfeet country above Fort Union, located in the present-day North Dakota. Fort McKenzie, 8 miles up the river, replaced it the following year. Fort Piegan's exact location is unknown. Any remnants have probably been eroded by the ever-changing river channels. So keep pushing. Our next one down here reads Decision Point. So this probably would have been their decision point. The Lewis and Clark expedition camped at the conflux of the Marias and the Missouri River on June 2nd through the 12th, 1805. This is exactly what we're reading down there. So, pause it and you could read it. So, there we go. Keep on pushing a little bit more, and there is a bench that looks out across Lewis and Clark's traveled land. This is a very, very historic place when it comes to Lewis and Clark expedition. Anybody that has a lot of anybody that really loves stuff like that would love this map, especially this area, although there's nothing really pointing key evidence to Lewis and Clark anymore except this park. Now this is simple, easy. As soon as you load into the map, you'll find it. But it's just right down here. Buy station is here, so just follow that road on down. Now also the ferry. There's no real location on the ferry, but it's right here next to the train. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get back on over here to the truck. There is a truck next to my truck that was not there a minute ago. It's a F250, a F150, 350 maybe. Another random vehicle that just spawns on the map, like I mentioned earlier. Well, guys, with that being said, I think that's going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're on PC, go check out Loma, Montana. I'll leave a link in the description below, as well as a link to our Twitter, our TikTok, and our Instagram. So make sure you guys go hit that link for the Loma, Montana. Make sure you make sure you follow our Instagram and our TikTok. And with this video, make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, and the bell notification for daily Farming Simulator 2022 or Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 content. With that being said, guys, I'm Jay Gaming, and I'm out. Peace.